Good morning, good night, good afternoon. Whatever time you're watching this video, I hope you are doing well today. I wanted to jump on here and do a market update. Okay, we're going to be going into November here in the next week, which means holidays, and then we jump into the new year, and then things start picking back up a little bit. Interest rates obviously will help determine that a lot, but wanted to get everybody up to speed on where we are statistically in the market. Okay, what we notice as agents is that the public is usually 2 to 3 months behind what's actually happening. There's also a lot of different opinions going around through social media and the news, of course, right? Everybody has their different opinions. What we want to look at is we want to look hyper locally to see what is going on and help you make the best decision as to if this is a good time to buy or not. It is not a good time to buy for everybody. Rent is just as cheap, if not cheaper, than buying a home right now because of the rates. So you have to make that decision, but I want to be the one that's going to be here to help educate you. So what I have pulled up here is as accurate information as you will pull in Maricopa County. It does not get more accurate than this. This is the Cromford report. This is where I and pretty much every agent I know pulls information from across Maricopa County. Okay, so you can count on this being your most accurate information that you possibly can have. It is also updated every single day, so you're in good hands with this information. Okay, so I want to break this down a little bit. We're not going to go over every column, but I do want to go over the ones that are important for you to understand. Okay, first thing we want to look at is active listings excluding UCB. And what that means is that's how many homes are in the market that are not under contract accepting backups, okay? That means we have 14,935 as of October 25th, so just under 15,000. Now, compare that to, the beginning of the year. That seems like quite a bit. We were closer to about 10 to 11,000. But since rates jumped, we are pushing 15,000 now. But keep in mind, we are still about 20 to 30,000 homes under being where we really need to be more technically in a balanced market, okay? We also want to look at this listings under contract. Listings under contract is actually going down. So this column right here is where was it last month. Means less homes are being put under contract, right? The interest rates are finally hitting people, and we are seeing less homes go under contract, which is also why these active listings are going up, okay? We also want to look at our average days on market. So for sales, meaning the ones that have sold, you're looking at 55 days, average days on market. And for active, you're looking at 81 active days on market for the active homes. So as you can see, people that think they can sell their home in 2 weeks, statistically, you can just tell them, if you're an agent or if you're a consumer, you need to understand that it's really not something that just goes in 2 weeks like what happened during COVID, right? What that means is we have, with the 15,000, we have about just under 3 months of supply on the market, meaning if no new homes hit the market, it would take 3 months to sell out what we have, right? The other thing I want to look at here is your Cromford Market Index. What this is what indicates a buyer's versus a seller's market. So I know it feels like a buyer's market out there, but statistically you are still in a seller's market because anything above 110 is in a seller's market. And then, you see a lot of news about prices are decreasing and all this other thing. Look at this though. Median price of a home for monthly sales, 434,900 last month, 435 right there. Average price of a home, 553 up to 570. So we are not experiencing these crashing prices. What we are seeing is that prices are staying pretty consistent, if not going down just a little bit. But that's not that they're going down from what they were 3 years ago. They're going down from the high point of COVID. So I look at it in the sense of like, if you're going up a hill at 100 miles an hour, you slow down to going up that hill at 20 miles an hour, you are still going uphill, right? Appreciation is still 5.7% right now, right? So as a consumer, this is what you really want to see is this appreciation being in the positive. Okay, so some good numbers here to know. Hopefully this helps you determine, if it is the right time to buy or not. A couple other things that I do want to show you is if we go to right here and we go to this daily observation, one thing that we want to look at is this month of supply. Okay, so right here is when we started seeing the pink line is 2023. These are, the last couple of years. And what you're going to see here is at this point in that mid-September up, that's when we saw rates, hit that 8% mark. What we want to keep in mind is when rates were lower, inventory was going down pretty drastically. Arizona has a lot of demand for many obvious reasons. So, as a buyer, one thing that you do got to keep in mind is if you wait for those rates to come down, how quickly is your months of supply going to come down as well, right? Lower rates means typically more buyers are getting off the sidelines to come by, and that months of supply is going down, which increases your demand and makes it, a little bit more competitive. I do not personally believe we will see what we did during COVID, but there is a lot of deals to be had. I talked to a lot of agents, and they would, their sellers are willing to give a lot of good deals right now. That means buying down the rate, concessions, better prices, things like that, right? And then the last thing I want to show you is let's look at where you are for your city, right? So let's find whatever city you live in. These are the 17 largest cities in the valley. And this is that Cromford Market Index. So this number right here is determining if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, okay? So what you want to look at is you want to look at if it's above 110, you're in a seller's market. So the higher this number is, the more competitive it is. So Chandler and Glendale sit at the top. Then you see Fountain Hills really, really close at number 3, which they're pretty much in the top 3 no matter what market we're in. Right, and then you have Gilbert at number 4, so Chandler, Gilbert representing the East Valley, very competitive still. Then just you go down the line, figure out where your city is. Phoenix, Paradise Valley, another one of those cities that's usually in the top. Mesa stays pretty strong. But as you notice, it's more of the outskirts that sit at the bottom of this, right? Buckeye is on that far west side, Goodyear far west side, Queen Creek, that also is going to include Santan right in that area somewhere. Is going to be similar to that as well. These are the cities, Maricopa, also obviously on the outskirts. These are the cities that are statistically in buyer's markets, right? It's below a 90, meaning you're into a buyer's market. Obviously for obvious reasons, on the outskirts, you can get better deals out there, right? So hopefully this helps you understand where we really are in the market. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me. I would love to talk. I'd love to talk to you about this. This is like a love language for me. So reach out. I'd love to help you, whether it's on the buy side or the sell side, but just understand your hyper local market and stay away from any news that is not going to pertain to us here in Arizona.